Hey everyone, this is a quick hands-on first look at the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. This is the Singapore version, so it runs Exynos 8895, which is Samsung's latest chip. In Hong Kong and in the US and in China, the phone will run on Snapdragon 835. So let's check out the S8 Plus first. This is a 5.7-inch AMOLED display, so it's beautiful and bright. As you can see, Samsung's bringing back the curved edges from the S7 Edge, except Samsung's calling it the Infinity display now because the visuals kind of spill off the edge of the screen like an infinity pool. And obviously, as you can see, the bezels in this year's phone is very, very small, just like on the LG G6. So when you hold a phone like this, like the new Samsung and the new LG G6, and then you go back to another phone, like say the Xiaomi Mi 6 here, which is a pretty new phone. This phone was just announced in Beijing on April 19th. So when you put the two together, and I'm sorry Xiaomi, but the Samsung phone looks a little bit more impressive. I don't have an iPhone on me right now, but if you put the Samsung Galaxy S8 next to an iPhone 7, it would just make the iPhone look completely outdated and primitive. Because this is a 5.8 inch screen, but somehow this phone is much smaller than the iPhone 7 Plus, which only has a 5.5 inch screen. I mean, the iPhone 7 Plus is like this much taller and like quite a bit wider. This phone is very easy to hold with one hand. It's quite narrow, quite skinny across. Because the bezels are so small on the S8, the trademark Samsung home button has been removed, obviously. In this place now, it's a soft button, just like on a lot of other Android phones right now. And it works pretty well. When you press, Samsung has put a little vibrating engine under the screen, just like on the iPhone, where if you press the button, you get a little bit of feedback, like a click, like you feel like you're pressing a button when you press into it. The fingerprint sensor has been moved to the back. For some reason, Samsung has decided to put it up here instead of right here, which is how LG and Huawei does it, and it's a lot easier to reach because when you hold a phone, your finger naturally comes here. The fact that it's a bit higher makes it harder to reach, and it's off center, so it's weird. This is the Orchid Gray version, which looks a bit blue or purple depending on the light. I personally think the all black one is better, but this was all they had right now. I will get the all black one later. In addition to all black, there's also a white one and a silver one, but the white one is whatever. This is the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. So this one has a 6.2 inch screen. Has a 5.8 inch screen. So both of these screens are massive. Both of these screens are bigger than the screen on the iPhone 7 or the Google Pixel, except both of these phones are smaller than the iPhone 7 Plus. So all the specs on the S8 Plus is the same as on the S8. It's just everything's a little bit bigger. The camera in this year, Samsung caught a bit of flack for this year's camera because the specs on this is exactly the same as the spec on the S7, which is a 12 megapixel camera. But that's not really that bad because S7's camera was amazing. And also, Samsung's did a bit of software tweaks so the photos come out a little bit better. And as Huawei and LG people have already told me, for smartphones, hardware is kind of plateaued. It's all about the software tweaking now. So it's very easy to use. You swipe up to bring on the selfie camera. You bring this to zoom out. The camera, as you can see, it's pretty, well, it's hard to see right now, but in low light, it takes really good photos. And anything else? Let's see. Yeah, the phone is completely symmetrical front and back, so the display curves down a little bit, and the back also curves. So the two sides meet in the middle for a very symmetrical feel. So when you hold it in the hand, it just feels very smooth. Like you can flip it like this very easily, and if you're not looking, you can't even tell which side is the front. Samsung's cleaned up the software a bit this year. It looks quite stock. You swipe up, you bring up the app tray. And also, let me bring up Instagram really quick, because the point of getting this phone is for the screen, because the screen is so amazing. So if you watch a story that takes a full screen, look at how immersive this is. I wish they give you an option to take away this bottom bar, which I'm pretty sure Samsung will eventually let you do, because once you get rid of that bar and have the screen fill up, this would even look more amazing. So if you're watching a full screen media videos or photos on this versus if you do it on, well, I'm not logged in, on a traditional phone like the Xiaomi or an iPhone or an HTC, it just doesn't look as immersive because you see these giant black bezels. I mean, look at the difference between where the screen ends on the Samsung and where the screen ends on the Xiaomi. And viewing angle is great because this is an AMOLED display, so the blacks are very deep and the colors are very punchy. Seriously, photos and videos of this phone doesn't do it justice. You have to hold it in person, you have to look at it in person. This is easily the best design hardware in a smartphone ever. Granted, in the smartphone industry, these things changes every few months. So maybe in 5 months, another phone will take the title. But as of now, this is the best design and best looking smartphone hardware ever. I think the all black version looks much better. The all black, it's completely black on the back and on the sides and on the front, so it just looks like one piece of like pebble. So the phone, it's already out in Singapore and the US and Korea, but it hasn't hit Hong Kong yet. I think word on the street is it won't even go on sale in Hong Kong until the end of May. So this is a very early first look.